year in the suburbs with a kid on her way in 3. All right. That was so scary.
You know what's very scary?
What?
I've been such a consumer as of late. It's crazy. I got
What
excited
have you been
because
consuming?
I saw the announcement of the new Cat in the Hat movie. And that movie is very important for me and my childhood. And I
Like the
know,
live action?
yeah,
Jesus.
the creepy one.
That's a
I
choice.
know the whole dialogue in Spanish of that. Me and my cousin know the whole dialogue of that movie. And sometimes
Mm,
when we'll be washing dishes, we'll just recite it together.
that's kind of awesome.
Un gato conocí en mi guaril niñez, no hacía caso a su madre ni le hizo laves, no usaba laca de arena y ensuciaba el lugar, por eso el veterinario lo mandó a castrar. It goes like that.
That is
And talking about consuming, I've been hooked on the press run of clips for the album for next week, and I'm so excited. You have no idea. I want this album right now.
fun. Guys, welcome back to How Old Is This?
Hello,
Episode 3.
three.
Three is my favorite number. So guys, we made it, and after this I can log off personally. This is all I needed.
The person with the good audio quality is leaving the podcast
guys,
tomorrow.
guys, I just found out that this whole time Julian has not had an external mic.
I have it. I just don't plug it in
He
because I'm an anarchist,
Okay, what?
very much like the band that we're gonna talk about today. I
So
feel
you
they're
have I'm sorry, you
I'm
have
looking
a
at it right
mic.
now. Yes, I can read you.
What?
It's a Zoom H1N handy recorder, professional stereo recording for film, broadcast, music, and more.
Hey, I don't care what's written on it.
24
Why is it
bit,
not
96 kilohertz? I have no idea. Linear
why is
PCM
it
recording, MP3 recording,
why is it not
USB
plugged
2.0
in?
high speed, and it has a stamina battery. Do you want more features? Here you go. Features.
I don't.
XY mic design captures perfect stereo image. Records audio up to 24-bit and 96 kilohertz WAV format. 1.25 inches. I have no idea what that is in
Stop.
centimeters. Monochrome LCD display. Oh, that's just a display.
Enough.
One
Enough.
touch controls. One button.
One touch is never enough.
That's what I thought as I was reading that thing. So yeah, I have it in my hand.
Oh.
I just feel like people should uh see progress. So I'm gonna open it. I'm not gonna plug it in. I'm gonna open it on episode 5 and I'm gonna plug it in episode 10.
I have nothing to say to that.
Oh,
Honestly,
it comes with Cubase. The
what does that mean?
you know what's Cubase? No?
No.
You're the music one. Come on. It's like
N- I've never heard music before.
yeah, clearly because you recommended this album. No, I did like it. I did like it.
Guys,
Cubase is
speaking.
Cubase is like GarageBand, but for people that are addicted to something.
Okay, listen. Are the three people that listen to this podcast have logged off after that intro?
Goodbye.
We are now just talking to no one, probably. But
Hello.
uh, hello to nobody. Guys, we don't have time for an intro today. We must get right into this. Not because I'm like going anywhere after this. There is just so much to say. I have so much to say. This is the most excited I've been for an episode ever so far, which is not saying much considering this is the third episode. And it is the album that I picked. So obviously I'm excited. But goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Do you have any what do you want to say about this? About what, guys? Making a Doorless Open by
By
Car Seat
Car Seat
Headrest.
Headrest. Yeah.
That is the album today. This podcast is really messy. Should we start over?
No.
Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Yeah, Making a Doorless Open, Car Seat Headrest is the album we're gonna be discussing today. It is my pick because, yeah, pretty girls listen to Car Seat Headrest. You heard it
Pretty
here
girls
first.
enjoy making doors less open.
You heard it here first, you guys.
Speak on the furry that you enjoy. Will what? Will Forte?
Will
Will
what?
Toledo. No, Will Toledo.
Will
That's his name.
Toledo. Well, first of all, let's get this out of the way, address the elephant in the room. Elephant, quite literally. I have nothing against the furry community. It is not something I understand, per se, but it is not something that I have anything against, and I will not partake in making fun of it. And that is my stance on the topic. This episode, I'm taking a liberal stance. First episode, I took a conservative stance on video podcasts. This episode, I'm taking a liberal stance on furries and the furry community. And why are we bringing up furries? Frontman of Car Seat Headrest, Car
Front
Seat
furry.
Headrest. Front furry of Car Seat Headrest, Will Toledo, who really he's the man. Like, this is kind of his thing because obviously it's a band, but it started off, as far as I'm aware, as just his solo project. And he is a part of the furry community, and that's not something he like particularly hides, I think. But it's also not something he like really shares. He's a private guy. He's quiet and mysterious, and he is one of my favorite people ever. One of them, yeah. And I'm not afraid to say that. Listen, guys, to me, Will Toledo is a genius. To me, Car Seat Headrest is one of the greatest bands to ever exist. I say that proudly, and I say that and I believe the words I'm saying, and I know that might be shocking to some of you, but that is how I feel. And this is a safe space for me to share how I feel. And I love Car Seat Headrest, and I love Will Toledo. And he's a furry, and he's gay, and that's okay with me. That is okay with me, because when you make music like this,
You could be.
I don't think we can say that.
In some of this, okay, in some of the tracks in this album, he goes on it, honestly.
We're
If
gonna bleep that. You're
if
gonna bleep that.
if was a better artist.
No, 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 no. You're gonna
Uh,
bleep that. You're
perhaps.
going to that. You're
Perhaps.
going to have to bleep that. Yeah, guys, you don't know what he just said. That is okay. But yeah, Car Seat Headrest, getting back into what's important. Car Seat Headrest is one of my favorite bands of all time. It is in my top 10 artists. Depending on the day, it makes the top 5. Right now, it's in the top 5 of my favorite artists of all time. But my top 5 changes all the time, the order of it. But top 10 always, top 5 sometimes.
Is always the band in your top 10? Yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Is it? Actually, wait, I need to think about this. I have a
She
note on
doesn't
my
even know her
phone.
top 10. She
No, no,
just
I know, I
enjoys
do.
talking.
Guys, I know my top 10. I have it in a
I will
note
proudly
on.
admit that I have no top 10, no top 20 of artists. I just love music so much.
I love lists and I love ranking things. And I have my top 10 right here. I just pulled it up. For
Go at it, go
context,
at it, go at it.
it's not in order. Okay, it's not in order. The only thing that is in order is the first, which is Beach House. Beach House is my favorite of all time. That is non-negotiable, and that never changes. The rest changes depending on the day, like the order. But
Do you have Steely Dan around there?
I don't have Steely Dan, but I
I'm
don't
out of the
hate Steely
call. I'm
Dan.
out of the call.
I don't hate Steely Dan. I saw, oh my god, who did I see talking about Steely Dan the other day? What's that comedian?
All of them. Will Toledo.
My God, no. The one, you know, he has a wife and a kid. He's
The
like
human with a
cute.
family.
No, what he has like a Netflix special
The comedian with the Netflix special.
and a family.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Whatever. Next one.
Okay, okay.
Give me the list. Give us the list.
Father John Misty, the 1975. I'm sorry, this is my truth.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
This is my
Go
truth.
at it.
Car Seat Headrest.
Yeah, name the white boys. Name the white boys. Go.
Listen, coming clean right now. My top 10 is Snow White. It is like so
Look, as long as you have
so
women, I feel okay.
and I almost don't. I really almost don't. The only women I have, we have the singer in Beach House, and then we have Magdalena Bay. And those are the two women.
What happened to Tay Tay?
Taylor Swift is not in my top 10.
That's wrong. I
Taylor
just
Swift is
know
not
that's
in
so
my
wrong for sure.
No, she's not in my top 10. I think Folklore may be in my top 20 albums of all time, but Taylor Swift is not in my top 10 favorite artists.
Mm.
Are you joking?
I'm not. It's not me trying to make a bit that it's funny that you're a Swiftie. It's the fact that I've seen you listen to the Taylor's versions of stuff being like, ah, okay, I guess I have to do this because you have to do this, you know?
I don't know, guys. Okay, we have Beach House, Father John Misty, the 1975, Car Seat Headrest, Magdalena Bay, Sufjan Stevens, LCD Sound System, Radiohead, Arcade Fire, The National.
Arcade
I
Fire in your
I
top
am
10?
I am a big fan of white men. And speaking of white men, car seat headrest.
Yeah, making a
I
door
am
less open.
I am a little bit scared. Well, I'm not because this podcast has 3 listeners who have logged off after that intro of you reading stuff about your mic that isn't plugged in. But car seat headrest has a lot of lore, which I am just not aware of because it is very dense. It spans over years and years and years, and it also spans over like multiple streaming platforms. And so, for example, the Will Toledo, the stuff he was making at the beginning, that's not even on Spotify. And so, like, I've heard it, but it's not something I go and I listen to because it's not on Spotify. And so that just complicates things for me. I also, the early stuff, you know, it has the charm of he's obviously like sitting there in his mother's car making it, hence Car Seat Headrest. But so it has that charm of very DIY production. The mic is muffled. It sounds like he made it himself, which is not bad. I just have sensitive ears. And when things are really staticky, I have to check out. And so, for example, Car Seat Headrest is the only band where I will take their lyrics and I will like sit and read them, and I will take them out of musical context. And I do that with the early albums and like the early stuff, but I don't listen to it, you know? I don't listen, like I really only start listening with Twin Fantasy, but the new version, the 2018 version. No, Teens of Denial. That's before Twin Fantasy, is it?
I have no
Guys,
idea. Well, what Sophia is saying is that this band has lore, so it's like gorillas, but instead of having a parasocial relationship with cartoons, you have a parasocial relationship with queers with social anxiety. That's
so
what it
I
is.
I start listening 2016 and on. I do Teens of Denial, I do Twin Fantasy, the 2018 version. I do this album, Making a Door Less Open, and I do the new album that came out this year. The stuff before, I've heard it. I appreciate it for what it is. I think it's great. I just can't listen to it. Like I can't. I can't do it. But so yeah, this is one of my favorite bands of all time, but I can't even listen to like half of their discography. And therefore I am a little worried about speaking about it, which is one of the reasons why I chose this album in particular. This is the album that they released in 2020.
So
Uh,
how old is this?
this is 5 years old almost, turning five this
He
year.
can walk. Oh no. He
It's in
can
like
walk.
It's in kindergarten. Actually, no, this is already 5 years old because it was released in May. I thought it was released in August, but it was released in May. So five. Happy 5 years making a door less open. Many, many years to come, for sure. Um, this is not like when thinking Car Seat Headrest, this is not the first album that will pop into your mind. I
Twin
don't think.
Fantasy is.
It's Twin Fantasy or it's Teens of Denial, or if you're like a big fan, maybe How to Leave Town or Nervous Young Man. This
The names. Also, okay, I'm gonna complain a bit. The names of the songs in this album make no sense to me. Like especially the ones with parentheses between them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't listen. I don't know. And I'm sure there's lore behind it. And I consume Car Seat Headrest content, okay? I log onto Reddit and I check in, okay? Pretty girls go on Reddit. And I do. And I don't know. I don't know enough. I really I really don't. And I really wish I did. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But Making a Door Less Open, 2020, they released this during quarantine. As far as I know, which is perhaps a good like thing to mention before anyone goes to listen to this album. um, as far as I know, when setting out to make this record, Will Toledo's goal was to make every song sound different. So if you're listening to this,
I disagree.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking,
I disagree with that furry.
oh my God, leave him alone.
I'm okay. I like him. I like his music. I'm being negative, but I do like this album. It just makes me feel a certain way.
If you are listening to this and thinking throughout the album, you're thinking, what is going on? I think that was the goal.
Come on, track one. You said no intro.
No, wait, I need to do my time of day and day of week.
Ah, true. Well,
Uh,
for me, it's easy because the shitty album cover makes me feel like I'm walking a very cold street after probably like a party where I did not have fun, and I'm just listening to my creepy music on my way back home.
I said time of day 6:30 a.m.
No, for me it's like 2 a.m. walking alone. It's cold. I'm probably a bit buzzed on substances, and I'm just playing, yeah, this modern art piece of album.
Um, for day of the week, wow, I feel like we're gonna disagree.
I think it's a Thursday.
I think it's a Monday.
Okay, sure, yeah. Party on a Monday. That's why I'm bummed out. Yeah, okay,
Well,
I
no,
can agree to that.
if you're walking back at 2 a.m., then the party was on a Sunday night, which is weird, but
No, okay. The party wasn't on Monday, so it's Tuesday for me.
okay, okay. For me, I say Monday. For season, I said spring.
Winter.
I said spring personally, but I will say these for this album, the time of day, day of week, season, and color, I'm not super passionate about my answers.
Yeah.
Um, it was so difficult for me to really like generalize anything about this album and like put it into a category because it really depends on the song. But for my Pantone color, so everyone go into Google and start typing for my Pantone color,
Again with the code.
I said
Awesome.
190310 TSX, and it is called Camping Green. But for anyone that isn't Googling to see it with your own two eyes, it's like a grayish green. It's almost like silver. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just get into it. Weightlifters, track one. Uh, First of all, the
The
car seat
mosquito.
headrest.
The beginning is such a mosquito.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that.
Really.
And you know what? Hell yeah. And you know what? Hell yeah. This song does the quintessential long intro, which Car Seat Headrest. Will Toledo loves a long intro, and I and you know what? He's allowed to because he just makes it work. He it's not boring to me personally.
In some tracks, yeah, because okay, here I wrote down mosquito, and this beginning makes me remember this intro of David Bowie's song called Station to Station, which is very long, and there's like a distorting guitar sound that's supposed to sound like a train, so it feels like that, but with a mosquito.
I just I love what he does with intros. And we're not talking about this album, but on Teens of Denial, my favorite Car Seat Headrest song of all time is Vincent. I want to say that song, the intro is like 2 minutes long, and only then does he start singing. And the entire first however many, minutes is just instruments loading. And it almost reminds me of if you've ever been to an orchestra concert, they come in and they sit down and they tune on stage. in front of the audience just to make sure that all of the instruments, they sound good. And it almost reminds me of that, of like the track starts and all the instruments are just like making sure they know what they're doing and they know what's happening, and they let it simmer, and then it starts. And I love it. It is like hypnotizing to me. Would you say that your body can't change your mind?
I tried so hard to pay attention to the lyrics in this album, but I just couldn't get into it. And I
You,
can I can recognize how Will Toledo is a good musician because I feel there's not a lot of thought into this album, but just because he's so good at music theory or making things, he makes some things work. So I put in Weightlifter specifically, I put between parentheses, dicking around but good. And
the
uh that his voice in this one, in this track, sounds a lot like the guy from The Rapture. The Rapture is a band that had a album produced by James Murphy in like 2002, and it's like this type of music that is so, the voice is, as Sophia would describe, a fuck ass voice and just like screaming, and but it's not a bad thing, right? Like I enjoy it. I really like weightlifters. It's like up in the rank that you made me do.
I
But
did.
yeah, this
I
it's really just dicking around but good. And I feel this whole album is just dicking around, and sometimes it works. Not fantastically, but it works, and sometimes it just really doesn't.
I will say, like I said, this isn't, when you think Car Seat Headrest, this is not an album you think of, and I do not think this is like, I didn't choose this album because I think it's their best.
I know, I
I
know, I know. You just
I
wanted to see me
definitely
suffer. That's why
no,
you chose this album.
no, I think this no, why I chose this album. I chose this album because number 1, I feel like Twin Fantasy gets talked about so much. And I don't have anything to say about that album that hasn't been said already. I think that album is so good. I think it's Will Toledo's probably best work. Um, it's so concise. It makes so much sense. It checks all the boxes, but like everyone has spoken about that album, you know? I have nothing to add to the conversation, and I also like just don't know enough about that album to speak about it, you know? I know I love it, but I don't know all the lore. This album, I feel like not enough people were speaking about it. And I also wanted to bring this album up because, I have so much love for Car Seat Headrest. I have so much love for Will Toledo. And I have so many issues with this album. And, I didn't want to just talk about an album and just say how much I love it. Because if we were speaking about Twin Fantasy, I would just be saying, I love this so much over and over again. And with this album, I have so many issues. I have so many issues I would like to address, and therefore I would like to speak about it.
You can't be
Um,
cooled down about the issues that you have with this album.
what?
You can't be cooled down.
You're trying to push me to the next track. I'm not even done with the first one.
Okay, tell
And
me
that,
more then.
well, first of all, let me wrap up that little monologue I went on to just come back to you saying you couldn't pay attention to the lyrics on this album. There's like pretty much no lyrics on this album. Like he is such a talented writer, and as far as I know, he studied English literature in college. Um, but he's really not saying much on this album. There are very very few standout lyrics. Um, but Weightlifters, it's a great song. It's so good. I love that it keeps changing. Like the texture of it keeps changing. Um, and it has one of my, I think it's the second verse when he at the end of it he like goes into a scream. That is one of my favorite Will Toledo screams, and it is so incredible the way that he can deliver like an energetic, somewhat angry, angsty feeling song, and then also like go into a yell or like a scream, more of a yell, I guess. And he makes it sound so delicate and so like I don't know. It sounds
It's like when the shy kid in the Disney movie breaks his silence to me.
kind of, but it's like I don't. It doesn't come off because I was thinking of calling it polite. It's not polite. It is delicate, and I don't know how he
For
does
me,
it.
it's just for me. I don't know if delicate is just harmless.
Maybe,
You know, this person cannot
maybe.
harm me even though it's screaming at me.
I love his vocal delivery on the song. He sounds so good, so clear. Um, and I like the weird noises in the outro. I like everything about the song. This is a very good Car Seat Headrest song. And the only thing that it's missing is, like I said, maybe some standout lyrics. Like he doesn't really say much. The hook is, thoughts can change your body can't change your mind, which I don't even know if I agree with that. I don't know. And then the only other standout lyrics in this song is when he's like, I'm just here for some tangerines and maybe grapes without seeds. And I'm like, okay. He's at the farmer's market. Good for him. Can't Cool Me Down. This
I really like this
this
one.
this is spoiler alert. This is my favorite song on
Mine
the record.
too.
This song is oh my god, it's so wonderful. It is so wonderful. The piano it opens with a piano that is literally just banging like a major second. It's a B flat into a C, I think. I don't know. My piano's really out of tune, so I could be talking utter nonsense right now. And it's not a semitone, it's not a half tone. So it doesn't hurt your ears, but it's not an interval that you like really would want to be listening to, which like immediately hooks me in. And then the bass line comes in, and it is such, I can't stress enough how basic of a bass line this is because it is just, and I'm getting really music theory right now, mainly because I know you like when I do this. I
Yeah,
hate, I,
even though I don't understand it, it's cool. Tell me more about the major thirds.
I don't like what I'm about to
Tell me more
do.
about the Third Reich.
I don't like what I'm about to do, mainly because I feel very annoying, and also because I have a huge fear of my high school AP music theory teacher listening to this and then shooting me a text, um, and telling me that everything I said was wrong. um, so, you know, please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm really stupid when it comes down to things, but the bass line is just, the verses are in, they're in C minor, and the bass line is just a 1 to a 3 to a 6 chord, but then the 6 is an octave lower, and it is just the most basic chord progression there is, and the only special thing about it is that the fifth of each chord is just substituted with an octave that is repeated. So usually a chord goes 1 3 5 and then back to 1 or 8, depending what you want to call it. But here it just goes 1 3 1 1 or 1 3 8 8. And it is so basic. This is like the basic thing to do. And it sounds so good, and I can't get enough of it. I really can't. It is lovely. And then on top of that, the piano is going with the B flat to C, which is the 7 to the 8 or the 7 to the 1 in C minor. And it works so well. And it's so basic. And it is just like, it's so interesting when, like, you know, because he does freaky, weird stuff. Maybe not necessarily on this album, but on other records and on other projects, he will do like, and by he, I of course mean Will Toledo. He will do like weird, freaky stuff, and it is nice to see him just do something so basic and just it still feels so awesome, and I love it. And I want to listen to it over and over again. I love this song. Can you speak a little bit now? I feel like I don't want to speak anymore.
I like that it's also my favorite one, and I like that it feels a lot like a Beck track, but like early Beck, so like Guero Beck. I wrote down good silliness, and because around the middle of the track, there's like this synth that is so silly, and then his cadence, like he's
Yeah.
talking to himself, like a da 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 da, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the I wrote synth plus cadence plus ending guitar equals good silliness.
I just like when that synth comes in, at first it is so silly, and this is not a silly song. And then you hear that it's like the second verse, you could
No,
call
I
it.
like again. I think that's why I also draw comparisons to Beck because it's a sound palette and oh my, like this whole album is kind of RNG in what instruments it chooses to put into a song. But the sound palette can be like seen by individual components as silly. So like the way he does a drum or maybe like a cowbell or something. But when it works, I think it's still good silliness, even if it's silly, you know? Like if you ever heard Güero by Beck, you would understand what I'm saying.
I don't
That it can be
necessarily
so silly, but it can be so good as well. Like
I
well
don't
made.
I don't necessarily even like that little synth. And I think like the first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, really? Like that's what we're going to do?" Sure. But then the way he is like you said, kind of talking, he's not singing fully, he's kind of talking, and then he's also like talking to himself, and he's doing these vocal layers and harmonies of just like him.
I wouldn't call that harmony. I would just again, it's like because what Beck also does in Güero is a lot of I don't know if is Beck a rapper? He may be a rapper because sometimes the
I think at
cadence
times,
of the way he speaks, like the way he does the rhythm of his words are very like hip hopish, and I can feel that here in this track.
Beck is a freak, and I think he's a Mormon
Beck is
or
my favorite rapper.
my favorite rapper, Beck. I think he's a
My
either
favorite rappers
ex-Mormon.
are Beck and Machine Gun Kelly.
Jesus Christ. He's either an ex-Mormon or an ex-Jehovah's Witness, but
His father was a Scientologist. That's why people say that
oh,
he is, but he isn't. Dumbasses.
oh,
Don't
I
don't
we're
believe
not gonna we're not gonna get into
we're not gonna get
Scientology.
into Scientology.
But the
Today we can only admit furries, not Scientologists.
next episode, you guys, one thing at a time. Speaking of furries, I crawl, an animal to you. He's not beating the furry allegations. He doesn't want to. But outside of that context, whatever it means to him, this line, just like in a normal human context, beautiful. Like, it just really works for me. His vocal delivery really works for me. That melody, once again, so simple. It's such a simple melody. It just works. I crawl, an animal to you. And it's wonderful. And then he does his little weird freaky synth talk, and then it all comes back in, and it's so good. It's so good. The keyboard is just playing like I'm back into music theory stuff. I'm speaking about stuff again. Uh take everything I say, I don't know, but he seems to just be playing the Lydian scale in E flat major because
Who's Q? Aiden?
Lydian,
Lydian. That's my guy.
my guy Lydian. Um, no, because oh my god, I hate doing this. I hate doing this, but I have it written down in my notes, and I did like triple check
Go at
everything.
it.
So
Go at
I
it.
think, I think I make sense. But if I don't, that's so embarrassing. Oh my god, last episode I mentioned that one of the songs ends in a tritone. It does, and yet after saying it out loud, I thought about the fact that I said that until the end of the episode, and then for the next 2 days, I was like, I said that song ends in a tritone, and it does. But I was like, what if it doesn't? But it does. But so the verses seem to be in C minor. The chorus is in E flat major. It just kind of switches. These keys are parallel to each other. I don't know if that's the right word, but they use the same, like, they work with the same harmonics. I think. I also, here's the thing. I learned a lot of music theory in Polish. Hello, hi. I am from Poland and I do speak the language. And so a lot of these words I just know in Polish, despite then also learning AP music theory in the United States. But I wasn't really paying attention in that class. So, but yeah, E flat major and C minor are together on the Wheel of Fifths, and they use the same. Oh my god, what the hell is the word? Like they use the same.
Chord
I don't know.
progression.
No, they use the same stuff at like in the key. I'm losing the words right now in English. I have it in Polish in my head. But anyways, they use the same notes, okay? They use the same exact notes. Just E flat major starts with E and C minor starts with C, if that makes any sense to anyone. And then the little keyboard that comes in the second chorus. Well, no, it comes in while he's doing his speaking thing with the little synth. And it's the little synth actually that is playing the Lydian scale, which is in
That's my guy.
in E flat major. If you are using those exact notes, but you just start on the fourth step, which in this case is an A flat, you get the Lydian scale. It is just like like a name. If you start with the fourth step, it's the Lydian scale. I think if you start with the fifth step, it's like the Mixolydian. I don't know. I forget everything, but yeah. This song, I love this song. I hate that I just said. I hate everything I just said. And this is, like I said at the beginning of this episode, this is the last episode I'm doing, and I'm never logging back on. And
That's what I'm
with
letting her
that,
speak so much because this is her farewell.
with that, Deadline's Hostile. This is the better.
This one's ranked low for me.
This is
But
the better Deadlines.
I wrote down what did I wrote down? I wrote down I can tell Soft likes this. I
I
en
don't like this
I
song.
enjoy, but it feels standard. And then around the end, I feel like it sounds great for a movie.
I like this better than the other deadlines. Deadlines thoughtful,
I
but
prefer Deadline's
this
thoughtful.
I prefer deadlines hostile, but this what I have written down is pretty standard car seat headrest song. And I mean that in a
No, I
derogatory
also I also
way.
put standard. Cool.
Yeah. There is really nothing special about this song, to be honest. I like it's very inoffensive. Like everything feels very it almost is if you went into Chat GPT and you were like, "Hey, can you create me a car seat headrest song?" I feel like this is what it would give you. And so I can't hate
Do
it.
you think Will Toledo is pro AI?
Oh, absolutely not.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, I am sure. But
Because he seems like a bit like tech savvy the way he does his furry technological post-apocalyptic stuff.
The Mask?
Yeah, that feels like a mess that someone that likes AI will use.
No, well, I can't assure you because I don't know the guy, but I feel like he hates AI. Just I have like heard him speak, and I haven't heard him speak out on AI, but the like stances he takes on things, I would just assume.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
mean,
safe to
like
assume.
I'm just asking because some artists that I really look up to and producers, especially like Timberland, he's pro AI, and I was like, God damn it, shit.
I don't want to talk about AI. I also don't want to talk about this song anymore because I want to talk about the next song.
Yeah, this one I just wrote down a big yes.
This one
Uh,
I wrote down what is going on.
I know what is going. Here's the thing. This is a very random album. It's not making me feel unearthed or like alienated. Like it's just messy because there's not a lot of thought into it. It's not messy for the sake of actually making something impressively crazy. So
Sure.
Hollywood, I feel like I enjoy, I like. I wrote a big as yes. I wrote down to dabble, great angry voice, makes me feel like it's a gay indie Beastie Boys track. And this one also reminds me a lot of The Rapture, like the band that I mentioned
This
earlier.
this song reminds me of Pistol by Modest Mouse and
Yes,
Na
also
Na
a lot of
Na.
Modest Mouse-ish in the voice
Yeah.
as well, yeah.
And Na 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 by My
Oh my God,
Chemical
we could be
Romance.
listening to Modest Mouse.
We can listen to Modest Mouse another time. I love Modest Mouse. I hate Pistol by Modest Mouse, which is not to say I hate the song Hollywood by Car Seat Headrest, is what we're talking about right now. This is the least Car Seat Headrest song by Car Seat Headrest to ever exist, I think. I
And I like it a lot.
it is like it reminds me of like big silver motorcycles driving through like a really wide highway in the middle of nowhere in like Nevada. And I know the title is Hollywood, so it's LA, but it reminds me of Nevada. It reminds me of sand. It reminds me of Las Vegas. I am so confused.
For me,
Why
this
is
is just like
he
such a house party thing. That
why is
he does
he
not know how to ride a motorcycle to me.
has he ever been to a house party?
Yes, because he's the weird kid in the corner, which has a lot of poetry to tell you about.
Why
And
is he
as
sick
I
of
will repeat
money?
myself, this track is like gay indie Beastie Boys, but instead of hitting nasty beats, it hits polyrhythms and key changes.
Why is he sick of money and sick of Does does Will Toledo does Will Toledo or anyone in Car Seat Headrest, the band, strike you as someone who has money and gets bitches? Like the answer is no, and I'm sure they have money because they're a successful band. So I'm sure they have it, but that is just like not the image that you're getting, and therefore, then hearing them sing about being sick of it is really jarring and confusing to me. I also you said you like the angry voice. I
Yeah.
I hate the angry voice because it is not Will Toledo singing. Singing on Hollywood is Andrew Katz, who is the drummer. Well, you have Will Toledo doing the singing, and then the angry voice is Andrew Katz, who is the drummer. I don't see. He's actually when he's screaming, that's like actual screams. They're not delicate, and
Yeah, and I enjoy that because it doesn't, it feels like it can harm and that it's great for me.
I don't know. This song is so confusing. It is at times so bad, and I cannot stop listening to it. I cannot stop listening to the song. It's so catchy, and the chorus, the line "Hollywood makes me want to puke" makes me want to puke,
No, it makes me
but
want to scream it. Like, it's the only lyric that hit me in this whole album. I was like, yeah, I want to put the song and I want to scream, Hollywood makes me want to puke.
I hate that line and I wish it didn't exist, but the melody of this chorus is just undeniably awesome. Like the production, it's undeniably awesome. And then like there are things about it that are just like so weird because then for example after the first chorus at like 146 they go into like this weird little voice. And it just sounds like I Feel Funny by Justin Bieber. Do you know that song?
I have no idea, no.
That might be for the best because it is just Justin Bieber doing like a little creepy voice that he's doing, and he sounds like this, and he feels funny. And that is what they're doing on the song for that, like, hop inside, come see my movie. It's kind of groovy. Oh my God. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. But then immediately after that, we are like, for a second, it's just Will doing his usual thing. And then they start rapping and they're talking about 12-year-olds on pills,
Yeah,
which, listen, I understand that's a reality and it is nothing to laugh about. 12-year-olds on pills waking up in beds of big producers. That is not a funny topic. That line will never fail to make me laugh because it is this song feels like a parody and it's not.
it is
And it
satire.
no, like it feels like it's satire, but I don't think it is.
No, it is.
No, because as far as I like,
Look,
I
Will
this
Toledo
is
is a smart guy. This has to be satire.
I
You
don't
know,
think
it's
so.
an extra, it's like hyperbole of what he feels on Hollywood. And yeah, there's an issue. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna be screaming, Hollywood makes me want to puke. Not in a nasty, like in a grim way, because this song's not grim. This song is fun.
It's
And I
so
think he
fun.
understands music enough that if he wanted to say something like the 12-year-olds on pills, he would choose a different tone of song if it wasn't satire. For me, it is satire and it's very well made. I like this track. Number 3 overall.
I
Big
don't know.
yes.
I don't know. I just want to really quickly touch on within the rapping. The rapping so out of nowhere, so jarring, really works. I don't know why.
Okay,
It
for me,
really
it's no out of
works.
nowhere because Can't Cool Me Down has the cadence of Beck. So
Mm,
for me, it's unimpressive. I still like it.
don't go back to Oklahoma. What's in Oklahoma? I have compiled a quick little list of attractions in Oklahoma to just, if anyone's planning a trip, I don't want you to get discouraged by one man's opinion of a state. Um, I tried to get like the niche, because there's like the gallery, the museum. I tried to get you the niche spots. So here are some tourist destinations for your next trip to Oklahoma. We have the Golden Driller, which just seems to be a big statue of like a guy. Um, Blue Whale of Catoosa, which is a walk-in whale structure on Route 66.
Yeah, you know,
Frontier City.
Oklahoma, very well known by its whales, right?
Yes,
It's not like it's in
yes.
the Midwest.
No,
There
no.
was.
Blue whale of Catoosa walk in whale structure. You can walk inside and feel like what's that book, Moby Dick? He's inside a whale. Maybe it's a
Pinocchio is
Moby
inside the
Dick.
whale. Moby Dick is never, no. The guy in Moby Dick is never inside the whale.
Is he not?
No. He wants to try to kill the whale, but then it's like his life purpose. So if he does it, he loses purpose, so he doesn't do it.
I
I
think
thought you
I'm
were
supposed
I
to.
thought you were studying English philology.
I think I literally covered that book this semester. Theoretically, we didn't read it, but we did speak on it. But anyways, Frontier City, which is a Western themed amusement park. Then we have Twister the Movie Museum.
You
Twister
mean
the
the
movie.
hurricane one?
Yeah, it's nine. For anyone
No.
that doesn't know, Twister is a 1996 action adventure film starring Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, and Alan Ruck, who I only now realized plays Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Connor Roy in Succession. That's the same guy.
I based my whole life on that guy.
That is the same guy. Connor, Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
That's
and
me.
Connor Roy, the oldest
That's
sibling
not
in
me.
Succession. That is not you. Whoa,
Thank
that
you.
is not you. But that's the same guy, and I didn't know. Anyways, yeah. So
Should I
Twister,
should I get
the
an
movie
escort?
museum. Should we go to Oklahoma? Because next we have the Bob Dylan Center, because Bob Dylan is famously from Minnesota. So the Bob Dylan Center is in Oklahoma, very logically. We have the Girls Gone Wine Winery. Very fun little play on Girls Gone Wild. I love it. We have the American Banjo Museum
Oh,
and and the American Pigeon Museum and Library.
wait, Library of Pigeons?
I don't know, it's the American Pigeon Museum and Library.
Wow.
And last but
I will
not
go to the
least,
Banjo Museum and the Twister
I
one.
I would go to the Pigeon Museum and Library, but last and not least, we have in Oklahoma Geronimo's grave. Geronimo,
The one that
leader of
the one that screamed Geronimo and that and then jumped.
leader of the Apache tribe and inspiration behind Shepard's one-hit wonder song by the same name, Geronimo. And that song I used to listen to that song at 11 years old in 6th grade. And I used to cry because I was deeply troubled by racial injustice.
Good that that is not a trouble anymore. Good
Yeah,
that
thank God they
they
fixed it.
solved it. Yeah.
Thank God they fixed it, you guys.
Talking about
Shepard,
talking about fixing. Next track. Can we skip it,
I don't want
please?
to. I don't want to talk about
Thank
this
you,
song.
thank you, thank you.
I
Okay,
don't.
the track we want to skip is called Hymn Remix. I can just very quickly tell you what I wrote, which is very few things. No, dot dot dot, died Tom York. Uh, Probably him digging around alone. Eventually, kind of good percussion, and then I wrote
Yeah,
in very, very, very big letters. Was this whole album made in like 2 weeks? That's
I
it.
don't know. I don't know how much time went into this. This song, first of all, hymn remix. Where's the non-remix version? Where is it? I can't find it. I would like to hear it
I
because
would not
this
like to hear. I don't care. Let's skip the song. I veto it. Come on, Martin.
I just want to say real quick the live version of hymn remix is
Him
it's
remixed live.
better. It's better, but I just have written down so strange.
Yeah, no, I don't like this one.
Next,
This is
Martin.
almost the worst one. Almost.
It's almost the worst one for me as well. Yeah,
I bet we have the worst one. The same worst one.
probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Martin is it's a little sweet short song. It's not very
Yes.
short, but it's like shorter
It
than
feels
some of the
shorter.
other songs.
It doesn't explore as much as the other ones. Uh,
It only has one chorus,
I
so
wrote
that's
down
what makes
cute
it feel
lyrics.
short. Yeah.
Feels like very Belle and Sebastian-ish lyrics. I like
Yes.
this
Yes.
one. I wrote down I would really like this one drumless and acoustic, Big Thief style. And
Yeah.
then I like the horn at the end. It's like okay, cute.
Uh that is pretty cute. I They do like a brass instrument. They do that in I know they do it in Vincent too. It works so well.
Yeah.
I can't
This
find
is one of two songs that I feel if I heard them not after listening to this whole album, I would like them more. It's this one and another one that comes later that I feel
this is
listening to the whole album ruins this song a bit to me.
well, here's the thing. I This is the most like approachable song, I feel. It's
Yes.
it's the most pop pop-y Car Seat Headrest song ever, potentially, I think.
I don't know if pop is just
And
digestible because there's not as many components.
no, I would say
That doesn't mean for me that I don't feel like this guy's always switching the setup in his MIDI station halfway through a song. It also feels like, okay, I'm after minute 130. Let's change the palette, which I find sometimes annoying. But
yeah,
yeah, this one's digestible more than pop. It's just digestible and cute.
I would say this is particularly poppy. And I say that knowing I listened to an interview of his with oh my god, what is his name? Anthony Fantano.
My
My mortal
guy,
enemy. My
that's
mortal
my
enemy.
guy,
My
Melon.
mortal enemy. I hate
Day
Anthony
one listener
Fantano.
of this podcast, actually.
Anthony
Hello.
Fantano.
Hello, Tony. Hey,
No, you are
Tony.
not. No.
You're more than
No,
welcome, Tony. Come
you
over.
are not
Give us a
welcome.
seven,
No,
Tony.
no, you're not welcome on this podcast. There are sirens in the distance. I don't know if it's picking up on my mic.
Tony, hear me
No,
out.
no.
Tony,
Oh my
Sophia is
god.
leaving after this episode. Hit me
Oh,
out.
true.
The
Yeah, you know what?
boys. I'm gonna get my head shaved.
Oh my god.
Let's do this.
Yeah, you guys do that, but I was listening to an interview that he did with Will Toledo around the time that this album came out, and Will did say that he was listening because it was quarantine and he kind of was like just filling time, I guess. He was listening to a lot of pop. So it does make sense. Although I did write down that it was poppy before I knew that. But it is, that's what it sounds like to me. And I wish the chorus came back. I do. It's a lovely little chorus. It only happens once. He got bored. He was like, "Next." But I do wish it came back because it's lovely.
Hollywood makes me wanna puke. 12-year-olds and pills. He should make a collab with Future or something. That'll
Jesus.
go so hard. Future talking about how many baby mamas he has, and then Will Toledo doing a tritone will go hard.
Deadline's thoughtful. The next song is
It's the good
off.
deadlines to me.
It
You know what?
is.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's a good
You
deadline.
go ahead. You go
It's
ahead.
because it has finally a damn pause for once. It begins with a little bit of the sauce, and then when he steps in with his voice, it uses silence for once. And
I
it's
hate it.
so refreshing to me.
I hate it.
It's like a it's so aimless, I will admit, but it's good for me. And at this point is when I thought song titles really don't matter to this guy. And I enjoy it. Yes. It's my favorite of the two deadlines. Yes. I feel it has the sauce. Yes. But it made me wish instead of him switching so much in sound palettes or instruments or ideas for him to use more silence. It just made me wish that more.
I respect your opinion and I respectfully disagree. Um, I the you know, like you said, it starts with stuff and then it cuts back, and there are ways to do that, and he there are songs where he has done that, like on different albums, and it doesn't sound good here. I don't know what about it exactly. It just personally for me doesn't work. Something about the instruments, something about his voice, particularly on this song, and I love his voice. And something about it, I don't know. I don't like the song. I hate the ending for that are reasons that I won't get into. But I hate the song. I really don't like anything about this song is what I have written down.
I love that he's using silence for once
Well,
because
you know what
in
other
the
song
previous
uses
track, even though
silence?
I like Martin, uh, but I did write down this many instruments and choices are giving my family a heart attack.
No, but by the end in Martin, it does cut back for a second.
No, yeah, but
And
I
then
was feeling the whole album like as a whole.
okay, okay. I don't know. I have nothing good to say about this track. I also have nothing good to say about the next track,
Yeah, I mean
which
this is
is
this is my least favorite one.
yeah, this is my least favorite one too.
And
It's
you're
sang by
I wrote down you're gonna complain that it's not sang by him.
yeah, I am. It's sang by Ethan Ives. He's the guitarist. Here's the thing. I don't even particularly because for Hollywood, when I was complaining about Andrew Katz, I just don't like his voice. I think he's a very talented drummer. But I just his voice is not for me. I don't think it's bad. It's just not for me. Ethan Ives, who is the guitarist, I don't dislike his voice. It is just, when I'm listening to a Car Seat Headrest, I'm expecting to hear Will Toledo. Suddenly, I'm hearing not Will Toledo, which automatically puts me in a state of shock. And therefore, when I'm in a state of shock, my first instinct is to be confused in a negative way. And so I was confused in a negative way of why am I not hearing Will Toledo? I also just there is nothing offensive about this song.
No, for me it's very offensive. For
There
me,
is no
I wrote down take it out, meaningless, euthanize, ugly campfire song.
well, do you know what he actually said about this song? I think I read this on
I don't care. This is
I read
horrible.
I
I
read
don't
it
like the way he
somewhere.
sings. I don't like how short and uninteresting it is. Really euthanize. Like if you are a Car Seat Headrest fan and you say that this is your favorite one, um, do
I don't
better.
think anyone is saying that.
There has
Hey,
to be
I don't
someone. There has to be somebody.
no, I would actually bet money, not a lot, out of fear, but I would bet money that there is not a single person out there who would pick this song as their favorite off of this album. I
I
would
will
put
bet. You know how crazy people can get, you know? There, I think there's at least five people that this is their favorite song.
it really doesn't matter how many people like this song. It's when I say that it's not like offensive, I just mean that this song is so nothing because it's obviously very acoustic. So musically wise and instrument production wise, there's nothing to talk about.
There's no
The
point.
lyrics
Yeah.
are nothing. And it just it's a big it's not big actually because it's also a short song. Which thank God because imagine this went on for like 3.5 minutes. But it's really just like a nothing, a nothing. It's a nothing, and it is our least favorite. I'm glad we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one
Wait,
is also a bit of a disappointment for me. So yeah, Life Worth Missing. This one is just an Interpol track and it makes me want to hear Interpol. And it's
uh,
very low on my ranking. Like it's again, it feels like nothing. Will Toledo is back, but it's just like it doesn't go anywhere. I'd rather be listening to Interpol.
this is fairly low in my ranking as well, but it's not because I dislike this song. There are actually I really like the structure of the song. I also think from the album, this song stands out lyrically to me as like the only song that feels actually written, and I'm like listening to the lyrics and I'm actually hearing cohesive statements. I really like the way that I like the way it starts, and then I like the way it cuts back, and then he says as if on cue, and it comes back. That's very simple thing, but it works. And then I like I do like the lyrics. It feels very like I don't know, obviously we can get into it with in context of his sexuality or whatever that he is writing from the perspective of, but it feels like, accepting yourself. It feels like moving from an environment that is not accepting, but then there is that guilt and then there is that longing. And I don't know, this is the only song where I was listening to the lyrics and I was hearing them as he was saying them, and then also I did like sit back and actually pull them up and read them, and I was like, yeah, okay. So finally he's saying something, because it seems like on the rest of the album he's not saying anything. Um
All the power to Will Toledo and his acceptance of self, but I feel I can get a more cohesive, better worded, better made type of same song from other places.
yeah, definitely. I can agree with you there. I I don't think there is anything genius about this song, but There Must Be More Than Blood
I like the
is the
title,
next.
and this is the second song that I would like. This one with Martin makes me feel like I would like these two songs alone and not after listening to this whole album four times.
This
So if
song
I take them out of the project, I like them more.
this song is I love this song. It's it's like it feels hypnotizing. It's like I'm meditating. I'm in a trance. It's like it starts off so mellow, and then this really dirty guitar comes in, and it's just doing like it's not even doing anything shocking, but it sounds it like I don't know. I love the intro of this song. And then I like his vocal delivery. I like the melody of mainly the chorus. The verses the melody doesn't stand out to me, but that's not to say that I dislike it. Um but the pre-chorus melody also awesome. This song, I can't even really pinpoint what I love about it, because it felt like with Can't Cool Me Down, I could really pinpoint what I loved. This song, I can't even really say specifically what it is that I enjoy so much, but I enjoy this song so much.
I'd like it more out of the album.
Um,
And Pretty Nate.
it also it feels this one also slightly, maybe not as much as the previous, but feels like it's saying something. Like, once again, I was hearing the lyrics and they were registering in my head. I like the way he's ending this song with like, there must be more, there must be more, because then it ties into, it's like he's pleading for meaning. And then the next song starts with, please let this matter.
I mean,
And
famous.
yeah.
I don't like famous.
I don't dislike Famous.
I have it very low as well.
Famous falls very middle for me. Um, I like the I don't like the electronic ad libs that he's doing all throughout the song, but I like his vocal performance when it's his actual voice. I also like the electronic that, like, it's more towards the beginning. It's like beginning middle, I guess, with the electronic drop that it does, I guess. I really like that melody. I like it musically. Whether this whole electronic aspect of this album, it's so weird. This album is weird. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know. I don't know. But like, outside of the context of it being weird, I don't think it's bad. I'm just confused on why it exists, you know? Um but yeah, I do just like that connection that these two last songs have of like, there must be blood, is like, there must be more, there must be more, there must be more. Like, there's this, it's almost like he's begging for meaning other than just like, logic. And I have that same feeling in Famous, of he, please let this matter. And then at the end, it's like, change your mind, change your mind. Have you changed your mind? Uh, and I like it. Also, Famous ends with repetition of just change your mind. That is one of like, I have like quintessential things that I really like in music. Repetition of a line at the end of a song, one of my favorite things ever. It's why Beach House is just like my favorite band
What do you
artists.
hate fade outs?
I hate, oh my god, I hate fade outs. Which song on here has a fade out?
There's
One
a
of them has a,
couple. There's two.
is it Martin?
I have no idea, but there's two.
I think it's Martin because I don't have this written down, but I remember one of the songs that I really like has a fade out, and I was like, wow, really? So you're gonna give me such a nice track and then fade it out? God, I hate when songs fade out.
I don't feel Car Seat Headrest finishes songs well.
I
There's too much dabbling, and yeah, sure, like it's well made. There's, crazy music stuff going on, but I don't feel they know how to finish a song.
You know what? I actually disagree. I feel like Car Seat Headrest doesn't know what to do in the middle. I found myself, in general, throughout the entire discography, I find myself really enjoying the long, long intros and then the beginnings of the verses and like you know, the
The
first
first
part.
leg.
Yeah, the first part of a track. And then I feel like in the middle, they get a little lost because they often, it either loads too much or it loads in a weird direction sometimes. And then at the end, I feel like they fall back into like a comfortable place of knowing where they're going. And I like the way that most of the songs end. For me, most of the songs, the issue is in the middle. Um, but yeah, Famous is, I don't love it, but I definitely don't hate it. Um, And I guess
I made
this
that
is
bitch
where,
famous.
yeah, whatever. Whatever. Do we want to deliver our ranking?
Yeah. Do you want to go
Can
first
you?
or me?
No, I want you to go first.
Okay, but I will go from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
At the very bottom, I didn't even write down the full name of the song. WWUL.
What's with you lately?
Exactly. Then
Yeah.
I have him remix.
Yeah, okay.
Then I have Life Worth Missing.
Okay.
Then famous.
Mm-hmm.
Then where's seven? Where's seven? Where's seven? Here, Deadline's Hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Then six, Martin.
Okay.
Then five, Deadline's Thoughtful. Fourth, There Must Be More Than Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Third, Hollywood. Second, Weightlifters. First, Can't Cool Me Down.
Okay. I have at the bottom What's With You Lately.
Yeah.
Then I have Deadline's Thoughtful.
Oh,
I don't like that song. Then I have Him Remix. Then I have Life's Worth Missing. Then I have Famous. I have Deadline's Hostile. At 5, I have Martin. At 4, I have Hollywood. At 3, I have Weightlifters. At 2, I have There Must Be More Than Blood. And at 1, I have Can't Cool Me Down.
kind of similar. Cute.
I was gonna say actually that we're really all over the place in comparison to each other.
No, I think this is like very, like in the middle we changed some stuff, but we have the favorite one. The last four tracks are like the same. We understand which ones are the worst one. I like it.
I guess. I guess. I don't know. This album has holds such a special place in my heart,
This
and
album hopefully has no space in any part of my body because that will be not safe.
I wholeheartedly love this album, and I am deeply confused by its existence. And with that, episode 3.
I feel last thought of mine of this album.
Okay,
I
okay,
like
okay.
this album. It feels like a combination of things I should love. The problem is I don't think it's edgy enough to justify the amount of randomness that is going on. Because I love things like JPEG Mafia. That is edgy enough to go places. This one, it feels like it doesn't go many places, but I enjoy. I re the six songs that I like, I really like.
How many songs do I actually like? I would say I actually like 7, maybe 8. Yeah. I just really like the 3 songs I really dislike, I really dislike.
Yeah, me too.
And I have them like actively blocked on Spotify of like don't play me this, you know.
I bet musicians love when you block songs of their album.
I still listen to this album in order. I just skip those 3 tracks.
There you go.
And with that, episode 3 comes
Car
to an
Seat
end.
Headrest, yeah. By
Making
now,
a
episode one is up, so yay, everybody.
Yeah, you guys, I posted on our Instagram today how old is this? We secured the domain. I posted on Instagram for the first time today, just doing a general little post. I have been tasked with the social media aspect of this podcast
She's
because
PR.
I'm PR because Julian is pretty much everything else.
Except quality control, because my mic is still in the box. I can see it from right here.
I don't even, you know what? I didn't know about this, and that's kind of making me upset.
It's super funny to me.
I I don't know, guys. Follow
Okay,
us on Instagram.
car seat headrest.
Making a doorless open. We're gonna close the door now, and
Yeah. Well,
Julian is
before
gonna.
closing the door, I'm gonna tell y'all
Yeah.
what's the next week.
What's the next week, Julian?
The next week, because we need to start to warm up on other music genres, we're going to be
Oh.
listening to The Forever Story by GID.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
there
knew
you
this
go.
day was coming.
What was coming?
I knew a day would come when you would give me an album that I
You have no idea.
yeah, and I'm gonna have so little to say, I think.
Yeah, well, no, it's there's some soft moments here, and you can music nerd about it for sure.
Well, that's just a music genre that I don't feel I can speak on.
We'll see.
We'll see. You guys, thank you so much
Thank
for tuning in.
you.
If anyone's still listening. Why is the question. Follow us on Instagram. How old is this? Subscribe on YouTube, which is, I assume, where you're listening. If you are listening, we will be on Spotify soon. We're working on it. And by working on it, I mean that I Googled how to put a podcast on Spotify. And then didn't even click any link. So we are working on it. This is this has been How Old Is This? And we will talk to you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.